We'll perform a roll call at this time. Councilor Benson?
Present.
Councilor Johnson?
Present.
Councilor DeWall?
Present.
Mayor Ward's also in attendance. Please let the minutes reflect Councilor Peterson is on an excused absence along with Administrator Rich. And let the minutes reflect all others in attendance. This time we'll entertain a motion to suspend the regular city council meeting and go into our 2026 truth and taxation hearing. Councilor Benson made a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor DeWall. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
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 Oppose? Motion passes. Finance Director Brunfeld, the floor is yours.
Can you hear me? Are we good? Yeah? Okay. Thank you, Mayor and councilors, for inviting me to present for the 2026 Truth in Taxation public hearing. The Truth in Taxation public hearing is required by Minnesota law. Tonight we will discuss the budget for 2026 and the proposed property tax levy. After the brief presentation, there will be time for public comment and questions. The City Council still needs to certify the final levy either tonight or at another meeting before December 31st. The planned increase to the tax levy is 6% over last year. That is down from what was sent out in the original publication from the county that you would have received that had a 7% increase. This is 1% less than that proposal in September. The tax collection is $2.1 million. The tax collection in 2025 was $1.99 million. $261,000 of the levy is for bonded debt service, and $85,000 is for the Proctor Economic Development Association. The remaining $1.76 million is for the general fund. Because the tax capacity in Proctor is increasing at an average rate of 6.2% for 2026, the impact to a homeowner with a $250,000 property value is a decrease of $2 for the year. Please note that some of that tax capacity increase could be related to your personal property. So if your property value increased, your taxes would also have increased. It is also important to remember that there are components to your property taxes. The City of Proctor's portion of your taxes is around 38% or 38 cents of every dollar, with 41 cents going to St. Louis County and 21 cents going to Proctor Public Schools. The other thing that can impact the change in your property taxes, again, is the change in value of your home. If you meet certain criteria, you may qualify for a refund of a portion of your property taxes from the state of Minnesota. Once the dollar is split between the county, city, and school district, the city's portion is split amongst our various departments. 14 cents goes to the police department, with an additional 3 cents for fire and first responders to provide public safety in the city 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 7 cents goes to the street department to maintain the streets, provide snowplow services, and generally keep the city's assets in good repair. This year, 3 cents will go towards a new grader for snowplowing. 6 cents goes towards administration, including the cost to maintain City Hall. 4 cents for other internal services like building and planning, finance, and legal. And the remaining penny is for economic development. Another way to look at this same information, if you had a home valued at $250,000, the monthly property tax paid to the city portion would be $112. Compare that to other bills you may pay monthly, like utilities, internet, or phone services. For just $112 a month, you get the benefits of police, fire, and first responder services, street maintenance, snow plowing, parks and trail maintenance, and economic development activities. And as we have more economic activity, there is a potential to increase the tax base and reduce the property tax burden on our residents. Total expenditures for 2026 at 3.7 million are higher than in 2025 at 3.3, with a general increase in each category for inflation. We have been very conservative budgeting for salaries in 2026 because the results of a wage study and union contract negotiations are still being implemented, meaning the salaries for 2026 have not yet been set. This includes capital. The street department has been in the process of replacing aging equipment. They had a new loader in 2025 and a new grader is on order for 2026. The police department projection also includes purchase of a new squad car and body cameras. This is a graphical representation of the expenses over a 5-year period. The yellow and green and gray bars represent actual expenditures from 2022 through 2024. The blue and orange represent budgeted expenditures for 25 and 26. This is the sign truck that was originally ordered in 2023. It finally arrived this summer. It was a total cost of $47,000 that was split between the general fund and the sewer fund. It replaces a truck that we had been maintaining since 1989. Also, this year we received our new loader that replaced a 2012 model. This was delivered in October at a cost of $266,000. And next year's big purchase is a new grader, and it's on the list of replacement for 2026 with an expected cost of $434,000. This slide represents the projected revenues for the general fund. In this representation, property tax figures do not include the property tax collected for debt service. The notable increase in revenue is tied to higher police state aid and increases in services added for Midway Township medical calls. One thing to note, this is slightly different than what was sent out in your agenda packet. A question from Councilor Benson asking me about the increase in miscellaneous revenues highlighted that I was actually missing the state grant for road improvement, the small cities road improvement grant. So there is actually no big discrepancy there, Jake. This is a graphical representation of the general fund revenues, showing that property tax is just roughly half of our budget, with the other coming from our local government aid from the state and various contracts and fees that we have here at the city. This is a more historical look at the levy amounts since 2012. The blue represents the property tax levy increases for the city, and the orange reflects the inflation rate. The light blue and orange lines are linear trends for those two measurements. So even though the levy was not raised consistently from year to year over the 12-year period, they end up following the same trend line as inflation. The city strives to maintain an unassigned general fund balance in the range of 35 to 50% of the general fund operating expenditures. The city receives the majority of its revenues in July and December, and the reserves are necessary to ensure cash flow and to be prepared for the unexpected developments. The unassigned general fund balance projected in the 2026 budget is 47%. Again, I thank you all for your time, and we'll open it up to any questions or comments according to the guidelines set forth by the mayor.
Sounds good. Is there any questions or comments regarding that presentation? Council as well? Nothing?
Mr. Mayor.
Councilor Benson.
Thank you, Director. The levy increase is up 6%. It shows that on a $250,000 home, it'll drop $2. Just using my property as an example, value's up 5.4%, or my market value is up 5.6%, all jurisdictions 9.4%. So when I'm looking at least Proctor's portion, I don't see that $2 on the 250,000.
Right, so your property value went up 5.6%. If we had no increase in the levy at all, your taxes would go up 5.6%. Because our increase is actually lower than what your property value went up, you're only seeing the taxes portion of that go up 5.4%. So that's where you are seeing that impact.
If last year the proposed tax to be collected was, or this year, 2.1 million, what was it last year?
1.99 million.
$1.99 million. And the expenditure's up 10.57%, is that right, or was?
That is correct, and the biggest difference there is that equipment. The grader that we're purchasing is much more than the loader that we purchased this year.
The building permits were up?
Yes, that was a really good thing to note. It's actually up 66% from last year's budget. However, this year's building permits so far, and we're not even done with the year yet, are already higher than what we've budgeted for next year. And with our new development coming, I do expect that we'll have increased building permits.
That's just projected and anticipated, we don't know yet.
We really don't, but I'm basing it a lot on what we've experienced this year.
And that revenue, that 35% to 50% of general fund reserves,
Yes.
that's recommended by the state auditor?
The state auditor and the GFOA, the Government Finance Officers Association, both recommend that kind of a reserve level.
And do we have a price on the grader?
434,230 is the last quote that we have gotten.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Councilor DeWall?
Is that better, Ted? Thank you. Welcome. In your second slide, you have 2026 tax levy, proposed taxes to be collected at 2.1 million. And then down on the projection side, for projected revenues, under property tax, you have 1.793. The difference is assessments for road projects, money
The
that's coming.
bonded debt, yeah, the
Okay.
portion that we pay, the portion of the property taxes that go to pay our bonds.
Okay.
Yep.
And then, on a fun note, that 1989 Ford truck really looks like a Chevrolet.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. That's the one that we donated to the fair.
Not that one.
No, the Ford. that
Yes.
she-
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
I had them
So
mixed
didn't
up.
repurpose
Yeah.
it to the fairgrounds.
Yes. Any other discussion? Questions from the folks in the audience? Hearing none.
Oh.
Councilor Benson?
Could you go back to the projected revenue slide again, please?
Mind people's way sitting here?
No,
No?
So the 229 under miscellaneous revenue is,
yeah, that's where I was missing the small cities grant.
okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because in our packet, it's
Oh,
187.
187, yeah.
Any other?
Thank you.
Hearing no others, thank you, Leslie, that was a good report. If there's no other discussion, I'll entertain a motion to close the 2026 Truth and Taxation hearing and reconvene the regular city council meeting.
So moved.
Councilor DeWall made that motion. Is there a second? I'll second that. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Brings us to approval of minutes. Looking for a motion to approve the pre-agenda meeting minutes from November 17th, 2025. Councilor Johnson made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Benson. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Looking for a motion to approve the city council meeting minutes from November 17th, 2025. I'll go ahead and make that motion if there's a second. Second by Councilor Johnson. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
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 Oppose? Motion passes. Looking for a motion to approve tonight's agenda. Before making that motion, I'd like to add 6D, budget work session.
I'll move the adoption of the agenda.
Councilor Benson made the motion. Is there a second? Second by Councilor Johnson. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. This will bring us to the comments and suggestion period of the meeting from citizens present or watching from home. The City of Proctor welcomes everyone to tonight's meeting. The City Council will now open the public comment and suggestion period of the meeting. This is a time set aside for members of the public, whether here in person or watching from home, to address the City Council. Each speaker will be granted up to 3 minutes, and before you begin, please state your name and city where you reside for the record. If you are here representing an organization or the media, you're welcome to include that as well if you'd like. The council will listen to all comments, though are not required to respond or take action during this portion of the meeting. Recording and photography are welcome, provided they don't disrupt the meeting or prevent others from being heard. All speakers are expected to maintain decorum, respect. Obscene, profane, threatening, or disruptive language or behavior will not be allowed. Anyone who continues to disrupt the meeting after a warning may be asked to leave or be removed under the presiding officer's authority to preserve order at this meeting as provided by Minnesota Statute Section 412.191 Subdivision 2 and Robert's Rules of Order. Once the public comment suggestion period of the meeting concludes, the council will move on with the agenda and no further public input will be taken unless recognized by the mayor. If you'd like to speak, please come forward to the podium or dial 218-628-6268 to participate remotely. We'll pause briefly to give everyone a chance to join.
Phil Larson, 702 First Avenue, Proctor. Blight. They don't understand, and maybe the chief can help me to understand tonight. There's a property, and I got our blight form to fill out and stuff, and I look at some of the things, and I don't know why I should have to fill out a form and put my name to it that's so obvious as the nose on our faces. The police should be going by there at least once, twice, 3 times a day. And now we're into our snow emergency, right? And we're not supposed to be parking on roads from 33 feet to the center line. Well, this one property I'm speaking of has got a big truck and a trailer that sits on the parking lot. Sits there all summer long. I don't know why those people haven't had that vehicle towed, or if they would get rid of some stuff that they had in their yard, they would be able to park off the right of way. And it's not just the truck and trailer, it's other cars that are in the yard. They're covered in snow, they're not moving. It's heavy equipment. They got a skid steer there, they got a portable backhoe, they got another trailer on the south side of the alley. The garage is still not finished. I don't know which property we're talking about, right? Right? So why don't our police department cite these people for parking on the road? I drive by every day, I don't see no tickets on the doors. It was a snow emergency, we had 2 of them in the last week. There's no warnings in the door, or is there any reason that we're not citing that? And any reason that I should have to fill out a complaint form to get this issue corrected?
Do you want to answer? Yeah, go for it.
When I started here in 1996, the previous owner had permission to park on the road. Then the building got sold to the individual he's talking about. So during that time period, working with the old street foreman, we would ask him, does this hindrance of snow removal and parking there? At that time, he said, no. Do you want us to sit there and tag them? He goes, it does not hinder us removing snow. So with the new street foreman, we're gonna ask the same thing. Does this hinder you snow plowing the road? If it does, then we will deal with it. But that was what's been going on since 1996 with that residence there, with the parking issue. The citing issue is not, like I say, that's not my issue and stuff like that. That would be referred to Mr. Boysen and stuff like that for that. But we are looking at properties, and we have been looking at 2 of the properties, and we've been serving them under the new ordinance. And at least one of them is cleaning up their property. And they know if they don't clean it up, they're gonna go into that fine schedule. But with the parking issue, that's what that is there.
So with maybe not a hindrance of snow removal, it's a hindrance for the public to walk down that sidewalk. Is it not? Isn't it a hindrance for people to walk down that sidewalk that equipment is parked on?
When we would go over there, when the officers went over there, they're sitting there looking all the way down there. Officers were there 3 times at one time that stuff parked there. I don't know about today.
Well, I took pictures. You wanna see them? They're on the sidewalk, and they've been on the sidewalk for how many years? I mean, it's been at least 4 years. Somebody's been coming complaining about this property. There's other people in the neighborhood that have complained about it. Have complained about it also, so it's not just me, you know. And we're talking about taxes tonight. I pay plenty, but yet I can't utilize that sidewalk because our police department encourages them, if not allows them, to park on that right of way. It's not a matter of snow removal. If we just enforce the rules that we have, that there is no parking on the city sidewalks in Proctor. There never has been, I don't believe. And yet we're allowing it. I just don't understand why. So the people gotta walk in the streets? I mean,
Well, and to answer,
it's not snow removal so much, it's the sidewalk. They're parking on the sidewalk. Why are we letting them park on the sidewalk? And if you allow them to not oblige by the snow emergency, why should anybody else in town have to?
yeah, and to answer your first question, Phil, the form, it's a way to keep track of what's been brought to our attention and what's been being done about it. It's just a way to track the issues that are going on.
Okay, I get
And
that.
if you're worried about your name being on it, it's not shared. It's,
You know, but there's a problem with that, you know.
it's shared just like this meeting would be. I mean,
It's a small town, you
Sure.
know. I've had instances where I've said, come down here and complained about something, and it's beat me down the street, you know? And it shouldn't have been let out who complained about what I had complained about at that time. But it happened, so confidentiality just, it's kind of non-existent in a town of,
well, right,
So-
and if you put your name on a form like that, yeah, it does become, if somebody could request it, it's public information at that point, I believe. The attorney could
yeah,
correct me,
but if that individual gets mad at me and he comes up knocking on my door with a gun, you know?
well,
Then who's liable for that?
right. Well, it'd be the same as talking at the meeting tonight. I mean, anyone can watch that and see what's
Yeah.
being
I'm taking
discussed.
that risk.
So,
I mean, it's just been going on so long, I just don't get it. And they park on that sidewalk all summer long, all winter long, and yet it just keeps continuing to happen. And it's just an ordinance that we have in place. We're just not even enforcing it. I don't get why. Just because if it inhibits the snow removal, that doesn't matter to me. I'm not removing the snow down there. I'm trying to get around the streets when the plow trucks can't remove the snow like they would be if they weren't parked there. But I can't walk down the sidewalk. I mean, should I go to the police commission because of the neglect of doing their duty? I mean, they're not enforcing the laws that we have.
when we
for the
spoke a
ordinances?
few weeks ago, a month ago now, I told you what I would do is fill out the plate form.
And still nothing has happened.
Have you filled out the form?
Oh, well. We shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to fill out the form because it's plain on the street and it should be addressed. Tow the cars, maybe they make room in their yards to park their cars off the road and in their yards. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, we will move on. Looking for a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda.
So moved.
Counselor Johnson made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Counselor Benson. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Brings us to 6A under new business, 8th Avenue resurfacing construction approval. So in your packet was a letter for a capital improvement plan from SEH to help design and draft a future project of North 8th Avenue. It's a reconstruction project, just mill and overlay, no utilities involved with it, but looking for a motion to approve that letter from SEH. I will go ahead and make that motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Sent by Counselor Johnson. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
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 Oppose? Motion passes. Brings us to 6B, Police Civil Service Commission, Chief of Police Position Recommendation. Again, in your packet is a letter from the Police Civil Service Commission. On unanimous vote, they have appointed Matt Riebel as Chief of Police effective when Chief Gaddis retires. Is there a motion to approve that recommendation?
For discussion?
Counselor Johnson made a motion for discussion. Is there a second? I'll second that. Any further discussion? Counselor Johnson.
Do we?
Chief, not that we're pushing you out or anything, but do we have a date? Do we know? Oh, you did? Is it a secret or anything? Okay.
Do you know when we will get something formal? Just. We can fix that.
I won't bring up the ageism thing. But anyway, no, I will send a letter. I wanted this process to go through. I have other things laid out and stuff like that before, and I just found out today something very important, actually this afternoon, that makes my decision more concrete. So I needed to find that out today. So you will have something soon. You will, and the police commission will. I mean, the police commission knows, but I had to find out other things first.
Sure.
Okay?
Thank you. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor to approve the recommendation, say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Hearing none, motion passes. Congratulations, Officer Riebel, Sergeant Riebel, soon to be Chief Riebel.
Congratulations to both of you.
That'll bring us to 6C, Proctor Fire Department hiring recommendation. Again, in your packet is a letter from Chief Helquist asking that the council approve the overwhelming command staff recommendation to hire Carly Lalone.
So move.
Councilor Benson made the motion. Thank you for attending. Councilor Benson made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Johnson. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Brings us to 6D, budget working session. At the pre-agenda meeting, council had made a determination that we won't be making any decisions on the levy or budget tonight. We'd like to have one more working session to refine that. So we had picked December 8th at 4 p.m. That would be next Monday at 4 p.m. here at City Hall to have another budget working session. Just looking for a motion to approve that date and time.
So moved.
Councilor DeWalt made a motion.
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilor Benson. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. That brings us to members' concerns. Councilor DeWalt.
Just one. FYI for council, we will more than likely be seeing a change order, work order in the Public Works Building. Commission met last week. And just so you know, FYI, there's an estimate that's going to hit us eventually. I hope it hits us December 15th. It has to do with heating. So there's a lot more financially responsible way to do this and save some money that we didn't know about. So just wanted to allude to that.
Thank you, Council. Councilor. Councilor Johnson.
I got nothing.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Benson.
I have nothing either, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Councilor. Just a couple things. Tomorrow, I do have a meeting set up with the mayors from Hermantown, Rice Lake, and the city of Duluth to discuss that regional opportunities that Councilor Benson brought up at our last meeting. So I can keep everyone updated after tomorrow's meeting with them. I also attended the Kingsbury Creek meeting on the 24th with Councilor Johnson and Councilor Benson. Pretty exciting project. I'm excited to see what it's going to bring. Work is supposed to begin this coming summer, and hope to work with all the agencies involved to make the area an attraction for many years to come. And then a reminder, it was mentioned earlier tonight by someone, but a reminder that winter parking is now in effect until April 1st between the hours of 2 a.m. and 7 a.m., so they aren't hindering snow removal. And then Chief Elquist did report at our pre-agenda meeting, the fire department has 566 calls year to date. Last year in the month of December, they had 69 calls, so they'll be unfortunately pushing over the 600 call mark this year. But the one bright spot, I guess, on their record is they've only missed one medical call, so props to the fire department for doing that. One medical call throughout the year is pretty amazing, so nice job, Chief Elquist, and your department. Chief Gaddis is gone. How about interim chief, Sergeant Rebo, whatever your title is nowadays? Nothing? All right. All right. Attorney Hanka?
Nothing for me, thanks.
Thank you. With that being said, we'll entertain a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $133.
I got one.
Oh,
I got one.
Councilor Johnson.
Just getting rid of our foreman, having them retire and that stuff, and Jay taking over. They did a great job in a bad situation,
Yeah, they did.
It wasn't good. And I thought they did a really good job.
They
I
did.
hope we didn't have any complaints, but
None
we
that
did.
I heard of. But I drove around today for work and went through some streets in Duluth and Hermantown. I probably shouldn't name drop, but our streets were in a lot better shape than a lot of theirs.
Yeah.
So they did an excellent job, in my opinion.
so congratulations to Jay and all the guys down there.
Good call, Counselor. Thank you. Anything else? Nope. All right. With that being said, we'll entertain a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $333,682.54. Counselor DeWall made the motion. Is there a second? Second by
Second.
Counselor Johnson. Any further discussion? I'd just like to say that the bills were high this month due to that fire truck payment was
Two fire truck
was due.
payments.
Yeah. So. Yeah, there were some big payments there, so that's why they were so high this pay period. Very, yeah. With any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Oppose? Motion passes. Looking for a motion to adjourn. Counselor DeWall made a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? I'll second that. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Motion passes. Thank you.